everyone, back again. Today I think I'm going to do my video that I've been waiting for a little while to do about exposing the WWE and wrestling in general with the fans and all of it. Because that's such a deep, interesting topic there with a lot of stuff. And there's old videos on it. And, now I can update over the last 5 or 6 years and whatnot. Because I grew up a wrestling fan and whatnot. And all I see is a bunch of idiotic type garbage in and outside of having to do with the actual companies and whatnot. So there's so much to get into. First and foremost, let's just get some of the fans, because it goes back to the whole thing that I've said many times with when you try to find something interesting to get into or whatever, try to find something for enjoyment, and you can't really find anything that isn't full of occultic agendas and whatnot. But what is offered is on YouTube, of course. Both big and small YouTubers pretty much all have the same opinions. They all say the same thing. They make things up and whatnot, and then other people literally copy it and say the same thing. And it's not like I watch a bunch of them either, but I can tell that it's not their own opinion because I've heard it from somewhere else and whatnot. It's literally someone has some opinion and then copies it. They'll hear something and believe it as fact, and then the other people will hear it and repeat it as fact and whatnot and expect it, and then they cry about things when they don't get it and they get something different than what the plan said or whatnot, or just complete nonsense. And a lot of fans are like really in touch with these wrestlers and stuff like that, and they talk to them online, and they act like they know them and stuff like that, and they like call them by their real names, and just they'll think that what they're doing on TV is real. For example, they think what they put on the internet and stuff on their social medias and stuff, they follow like all their posts and whatnot. And like if you go, like I've been on this website called Ringsidenews, and they basically have daily content about rumors and like what happened on the shows and stuff like that. And what they do is every time they post like a picture or something, they'll put it on there. Like if it's some chick in a bathing suit or something, one of the wrestler girls in a bathing suit or whatever, they put them online, and from what I understand, it's always got some weird ass caption, and a lot of it's occultic type crap. Obviously agenda filled garbage, chicks in bathing suits and whatnot, if you want to call them that. Both chicks and in bathing suits. So there's that whole situation. The whole mindset of it is they have no, just in general, we'll go like Ringside News, the fans, just all of it, all it does is push like occultic agendas and things that aren't real and whatnot. So they push anything in the world that they claim is real, anything on the news, they push it. They pretend like it's real and whatnot, and then they discriminate on anyone who might have any type of difference of opinion, like myself. Anyone who realizes how fake all the garbage and whatnot is. Like I could probably find plenty of information and whatnot. Like I have, on another note, I have probably 900 to 1,000 videos online to look through and whatnot. I need to put them into playlists and whatnot when I get the chance. Just about a lot of different things, and if I see a title that I think is going to be full of agendas or something like that, because it's pretty obvious, even though I'm not really in touch with a lot of that kind of stuff, in the sense of, if I know that's going to be nonsense, I don't watch it. I don't pay any mind to it. But I have a lot of them because I know that they're going to be full of agendas, and I can't wait to bury them for it. And it's going to be comical. So, they, in general, from the Ringside News to YouTubers to The wrestlers in general, they're just full of nothing but garbage and whatnot when you see them. And you get these political answers, and they don't really say anything, and they make like big deals when they come out and talk. Like they're treated like they're some kind of superhuman and stuff like that. And it's just everything, a lot of things that I don't really like in occultic agendas and stuff like that are pushed, and it's really stupid and weird. And then the other people copy it and push it, and they try to emulate it, and it's really weird. It's a really weird sense of mind control, really, is what it is, because you're not even thinking for yourself, and you're being influenced and that kind of deal. And then there's these people that are like real into like the wrestler chicks and stuff. They're really weird acting. These are people that don't actually have any type of social skills or anything, and they don't understand that wrestling in general, a lot of these people are in the occult and whatnot. They're in the secret societies and so on, and that's how they get their jobs and that kind of thing. So, it says in their secret society teachings and whatnot, and their bloodlines, that they will never mix with regular people. They'll never date anyone like that or anything like that. They date who they're told to, a lot of them, or so on and so forth. You're never going to get anywhere with any of these people. It's like people waste their life away and freak out about stuff. And the same with celebrities or anything else. Of course, wrestling's on a lower level than like celebrities and politicians and stuff like that. But if they're in the media athletic type, secret society type level, so there's definitely some of them out there that are involved, especially the top ones they try to branch out into movies and acting and stuff like that. Usually they're ones, when I was younger, they're starting to get older now in their 40s and so on, and then they give up on wrestling and try to do that. I can bury every single one of them too. Not to mention I wouldn't want to watch any of the movies of any of them, and don't. And then that's my opinion, is they get groomed into wrestling, and then they pick them to go into the movies and stuff and be a bigger influence and that kind of deal, and spread their agendas and whatnot. It brings eyes to the product and whatnot. You can look at just the wrestlers in general. A lot of them wear their occultic symbols and stuff, both in ring and out. You see like the inverse pentagrams, like I know Seth Rollins, Baron Corbin, Paige, Rhea Ripley, Aleister Black, or what's his new name? Malachi Black from AEW is his new name. They all wear like inverse pentagram type crap, that black craft cult stuff. They don't hide what they are. If you look at their outfits and stuff, like I've seen some of the women, they wear like around their necks, their their straps for their outfits and whatnot, it makes an inverse pentagram and stuff like that. Don't act like that's a coincidence and stuff like that. You see them flashing the devil horns, the all-seeing eye, the triangle of power is what I'm trying to say, or the pyramid. The same old symbols: the hidden hand, the eternal flame, the cage, the peace symbolism, the peace sign, the Masonic craft, the black and white, etc., etc. You can see how they talk and whatnot. They're involved with philanthropy and everything, and, anti-bullying, which is a fake agenda as well, because you wouldn't want people to speak up for themselves. And then there's so many of them that are just political online and whatnot. They literally talk about their political views and stuff, and it's like, I thought people were watching your show to be entertained, not all this other garbage that people waste their time on, that they're, showing themselves naked in pictures, basically. It doesn't show, the full frontal or whatever, but, I've seen that they have pictures and stuff, on Ringsidenews, chicks that'll upload pictures of their naked back and stuff like that. What? What's going on? And You got like the women trying to be men, and they're trying to wrestle. Men and women are trying to wrestle each other, which is just weird. And the women are on like steroids and crap, trying to look like the men, look big and whatnot. Then they have the inversion agenda with like Becky Lynch. She's been doing this gimmick since about 2018 or so, where she calls herself the man. She's supposed to be a woman. I don't know why she's calling herself the man. I mean, I get that they give you a backstory and whatnot, a fake backstory and whatnot. But they're just telling you that they're involved with the agenda and whatnot. They're trying to invert every man and woman. They try to make men into women, women into men. You know, kill the whole masculinity versus femininity, and then you don't have children. You don't have people dating, men and women dating each other or anything like that. You have men dating men, women dating women. That keeps the population down. You don't have children coming out of any of that. You can go into the ties of all these people, that they're all rich billionaires and so on and so forth. You gotta wonder how they get their money and stuff, how they get their startup money and so on and so forth, because they're funded by governments and stuff. Because you can tell, because they push all kinds of agendas, and they go see the presidents, and like when Donald Trump was playing the role as president, and Linda McMahon, which is Vince McMahon, the owner of WWE's wife and whatnot, his wife was in WWE and so on. You had that whole situation with she was in the White House with him. They had Donald Trump on TV back in 2007, wrestling and stuff like that, and doing promos and whatnot. Just embarrassing. They don't really do anything of consequence on TV either, really, for the last multiple years, and people just keep on watching it and whatnot. The people I watch, they keep watching it, and all they do is complain about it, and then they just desensitize everything that they say and whatnot. They say, like, there was one guy on AEW, his name was MJF. He was saying about how something about signed a contract with the devil, and the devil's deals are ironclad or something like that. It's like, what the heck, dude? Like, I mean, obviously I realize that's nothing new. That's not surprising to me, but the problem is when people hear that and they copy it, and they don't think about what's even being said and whatnot. They think everything's a metaphor and whatnot. And we could just keep going on and on. Like WWE back in the 90s and whatnot, they were supposedly in this rivalry with WCW, which shut down in like 2001, I think. And basically the wrestlers would go back and forth. Well, who's to say if that was even real? I mean, sure, we'll say it's real, whatever. Who cares? And Ted Turner was behind that, who's basically the founder. I don't know if he's the founder or the owner or both of CNN, the awful news station. And then, of course, they went down somehow, and WWE won and bought them out. And, Ted Turner's one of the people that was openly for depopulation, saying that we want less people on the earth and whatnot. And that's what they do for everything, with the inversion agenda, the perversion type stuff to keep people from having children, the whole violence agenda, desensitizing everyone to violence, the things all around. Like, if you can think of it, if it could possibly cause people to not give birth or live longer, they do it. In general, way above wrestling and stuff, the wrestling people and so on. The stuff in food, the stuff in the air, right? Injections, the division amongst people, war, any of this type of stuff. It's anything to get people off the planet, because these people are sick. They're not mentally okay people. Never have been. And now it's just more and more obvious, but you can just look and see it. that's only a good start of the exposal here, and that's been, what, 15 minutes? Yeah, so there's plenty more to come eventually. It's just, I have my stop here, and I'll eventually hopefully get back to at least a part 2, because that was actually pretty interesting so far. I feel like I haven't touched on a lot of things, and that was all really off the top of my head. I didn't even have to try to, I didn't have to look anything up ahead of time. You look up the promos and stuff like that. Obviously they follow their orders from way above. They do a lot of gimmicks that are occultic. They have like the people that are dead, the ones from hell, and talking about hell all the time, and the devil, and just really, satanic type crap, all that kind of stuff. But there's all kinds of different things I haven't touched on that I plan on. So hope you guys enjoyed the beginning of this. You guys have a good rest of the day.